I hope you all are safe at your home, right? Today we will restart our syllabus, and today we will discuss our first chapter, the reproduction in angiospermic plants. Right, this is the basic concept about the angiospermic plants and about the reproduction. This is the very basic chapter actually, right? Because the name indicate the reproduction in angiospermic plants, so today we will discuss about only the reproduction in angiospermic means flowering plants actually. You know that plants show alternation of generation simply. They have two kind of phases. First is the diploid phase, and next is the haploid phase, right? Diploid phase generally is known as the sporophytic phase, and the root, stem and leaves of the plant are the sporophytic phase of the plant. It means they do not produce gametes, they do not perform fertilization, and they do not produce fruits and seeds simply. So that phase is called actually the diploid or the sporophytic part of the plant. Next is the haploid. Actually, we know that angiospermic plants are the flowering plants. So flower of the angiospermic plant is actually the reproductive part of the plant, which consists the gametes, the male part and the female part, and these male part and female part produce gamete, but these gamete have half number of chromosome as compared to the diploid or sporophytic part. So the haploid part, or the which consists half number of chromosome, are called actually the gametophytic phase. So there are two phases. The sporophytic phase is diploid, which is long as compared to the haploid, or you can say that the gametophytic phase in case of plant, which is short for the short time period. Actually for the during the formation of gametes only the gametophytic phase occur, right? Okay, next is the they show alternation of generation. Simply sporophytic is converted into gametophytic. Gametophytic again produce new plants and sporophytic phase occur. So this alternation of generation occur in the plants of for the reproduction simply. And in basically in plants, angiospermic plants, asexual and sexual mode of reproduction occur simply, right? Firstly we will discuss about how asexual reproduction occur in case of plant. As the name indicate, asexual, it means there is no sexual fusion, it means syngamy. Fusion means syngamy. There is no meiosis takes place because gametes are not producing gametes. Gametes are not fused, it means there is no syngamy. And next, in case of that kind of asexual reproduction where meiosis and syngamy does not occur and fertilization does not occur, is called apomixis or asexual reproduction simply, right? So there is no gamete formation, no syngamy, right? No syngamy, no meiosis occur, no fertilization occur. That kind of reproduction is called asexual mode of reproduction. Simply you can understand it by it is a uniparental, only a single parent produce the new generation or produce the new progeny simply. Asexual reproduction is further divided into agamospermy and vegetative reproduction. Agamo, A means no, gamo means gametes, spermy means fertilization simply. A means no, gamo, gametes, spermy means fertilization. It means it is that kind of fertilization in which fertilization and gametes does not produce. Gametes does not produce, then there is no fertilization takes place simply, is called agamospermy. And asexual reproduction is actually agamospermy because there are no sperms or gametes are produced. If gametes are not produced, then there is no syngamies occur and there is no fertilization occur simply. Next is a very important is the vegetative actually. Vegetative means plants have vegetative parts, root, stem and leaves. By the using of these vegetative parts of the plants, plants produce the new plants actually, and the new progeny simply, new plantlets you can say that, and which are further this process is moving on simply say that. This vegetative is also is divided into two parts, natural and artificial. Natural, it means there is occur naturally, for example by the root, right, by the stem, For example, tuber is a form of potato, rhizome in case of ginger, bulbil in case of onions, and runner in case of grasses, right? And stolon in case of mint, and strawberry, you can say that. So these are the some natural forms, form of vegetative reproduction which occur naturally. The part of the stem and root which consist nodes are attached to the or touch with the soil, moist soil. In the moist soil, these nodes produce the adventitious root and produce the new plant. I will give you a common example of grass. You know that grasses are like that. The lower part of the stem is attached with the soil with the node. From here the adventitious roots are arise and the new plants is formed. Similarly, this is occur and the grasses are spread up over all the substratum simply. So this is the natural method, right, by the stem and the roots. Similarly, leaves are also perform asexual reproduction by naturally. Example is the bryophyllum. Bryophyllum leaf margin have nodes. Actually, at the margin of the leaf, nodes are present. If the leaf is split or separate from the plant body and touch with the soil, these nodes produce the adventitious roots, and after the formation of roots, the new plantlets are produced. Simple. Similarly, begonia is also a plant whose leaves have nodes at their margin. Margin like this. This is the leaf and here the nodes are present in these leaves, bryophyllum and begonia. Simply, and when they touch with the soil, when they split from the main plant body and touch with the soil, they produce adventitious roots from these nodes and the new plants is produced. After the formation of roots, there is new plant is formed simply. One more is by the reproductive part also the new plants are formed. For example, in few cases of plant, if the buds, simply bud, when the flower is not open, bud is detached from the main plant body and come in contact with the moist soil or the substratum, they produce the adventitious root and the new plant is produced. So reproductive part of the plant also help for the natural vegetative propagation. So vegetative means the vegetative part of the plant, for example root, stem and leaf, help for the formation of new plants simply. Similarly, after the natural vegetative propagation, we will do some experiment how we will produce our desired plant from the artificially. So artificial vegetative is very common nowadays for the fulfill the requirement of food and the nutrients, you can say that simply. So in artificial vegetative propagation, first the common method is the cutting. You know that rose is a very basic rose as well as the various flowers, for example jasmine, rose and various other plants whose stem we will cut in a V shape cut, right, in a like a tilted manner, you can say that, like this tilted manner, not a horizontal manner. In a tilted manner we will cut the stem of the thick stem of the rose or any flower which you want to grow, and we will put these cutting approx 5 to 7 meter cutting should be necessary, right. We will borrow these cutting into the soil and moist the soil properly, and after few days the roots arise from this cutting part and we will separate out these flowers simply. So cutting or stem cutting is very common. Similarly, few roots also have nodes, and after the cutting of these roots, for example citrus is very common. Take a root portion, small root cutting, and put over the soil in a horizontal manner, because the nodes arise the roots like this horizontal manner. If node is present, if they touch in the soil or contact with the soil, there is adventitious roots are arise and the new plants is formed. So stem cutting and root cutting artificial is very common. Next is the layering and grafting. These two methods actually are very important. Layering is of two types. First is a mount layering. In that condition, the plant whose trunk is very small, right? For example, these plant, this trunk is small and they have branches which touch with the soil, touch with the substratum, simply you can say that. And trunk is very small and the branches are very flexible, you can say that. So we will borrow this branch into the soil. Make sure approx 2 to 3 nodes should be necessary in the soil. Right, when the nodes come in contact with the soil substratum, there are adventitious roots are arised. After the roots has arised, you cut the branch from the main plant body and you can plant anywhere simply. This is the mount layering. Next is the air layering. In few plants, their trunk is very thick and very large, and the branches are in the air only. Not near the substratum. So what we will do in that condition? In that condition, we will select one branch, approx 1 to 2 years old should be necessary, and remove the bark portion of that plant near the node. Near the node, bark is removed in that branch and covered it with the moist soil, and we also cover with the polythene for making the moisture, for maintain the moisture, because moisture is very necessary for developing the node root simply. And also we will cover with the jute rope, because jute rope make it moist, right? So after wrapping it from the jute rope or either polythene, it's your wish. Then after few days, there are adventitious roots are arise near the node. After the rising of node, we will cut from here, from the main plant body, and grow it anywhere where you want simply. So this is the air layering, because we will do it in the air only, right? So its name is that. Next is the grafting. In case of grafting, actually we will take two different plants. One plant will provide the base actually with roots. This is the base with the root, and this is called the stalk simply. And the desired plant stem which you want to graft in this plant actually is called scion. Stalk is always, we will prefer to take the wild kind of stalk, because wild plant have capability of disease resistance actually. So we will take stalk, or you can say that this is the foundation, this is the base of your desired character. So we will need to take it very, you can say that very protective from the bacteria, viruses, and any drastic condition of the plant, of the environment, sorry. So this is the stalk, and scion is this your desired stem, desired stalk which you want to grow. So we will make a wedge shape cutting or a tongue shape cutting. This is the wedge shape cutting, and one is the wedge is like this, maybe you can say this type of. In wedge shape and in tongue shape cutting, you need to make that the width, the diameter of the stalk and scion should be same. The diameter of the stalk and scion should be same if you will cut in wedge shape and in the tongue shape simply. Same cut will we do in the scion, and we will put here the scion, your desired stem, and tie it with tightly. After few days, the tissue of scion and stalk will merge and start cell division has started. So after this, after when the tissue start division, cell division has started, your desired plant, desired stem start making new leaves and branches, and the base should be same. Base will be same in that condition after the division. But when you the fruit or flower you will get actually of the scion, not of the stalk. Stalk only provide the base and help for the absorption of plants, nutrients, whatever plant actually absorb from the soil. So stalk actually only absorb the help in absorption of nutrient, and the scion start making new branches, fruits, flowers, everything. Right. One more type of grafting is that the crown grafting. As the name indicates, in case of crown, we will take the broad stalk as compared to scion, and the multiple scions are embedded in the this stalk. Multiple in a crown shape, multiple scion is embedded. If your desired character, you can take the multiple variety of the fruits. For example, one scion of mango, one is of for apple, one is for whatever fruits, right? So multiple scions are embedded in the broad stalk, and these multiple scion actually divided into multiple branches. This kind of grafting is called crown grafting. One more is type of grafting is that bud grafting. In bud grafting, we make a T-shaped cutting in the stalk, and the bud of your desired character is put here and tied it up. After few days, this bud tissue is attached with the stalk tissue, and the new plant is formed. Simply, this is the method of artificial vegetative propagation. Next is your asexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction means which consists male and female part or flower. Actually 4 whorls are present in the flower. If all the 4 whorls are present, it means your flower is complete. If 1 or 2 whorl is absent, it means the flower is incomplete. Outermost is the calyx, which is green in color, which help in protection to the plant. Next is the corolla, which is the colored part of the flower. Multiple colors of the flower is called corolla, and its main function to attract the insect for the pollination. Third whorl is the androecium, or the male part is called stamen, which produce the pollen grain and which help for the fertilization simply. And last and fourth and the innermost is the gynoecium, or the carpel and the female part, which produce the egg and help in the syngamy or formation of zygote and endosperm and embryo simply. The first two, calyx and corolla, are the non-essential part of the plant. Actually they help in fertilization, but they do not do fertilization. But androecium and gynoecium are the essential part of the plant, which actually do the fertilization in case of plants. If any flower which consists only the male part, androecium, or one plant consists only the female part, that kind of flower is actually called unisexual. It means only one sex or one like male, either male or female is present. Bisexual means the flower which consists collectively male and female in the same flower simply. So that plant which consists bisexual flower is called bisexual simply, which consists single gamete is called unisexual. Right, so this is all about the reproduction in angiospermic plant. This is the basic mode of reproduction. By tomorrow we will start the very important part of your plant is the development of male and female gamete, actually how it is occur, and it is very important chapter for your examination point of view. Thank you, 12th class.